and welcome to That's What I'm Trying to Tell You, the podcast where women from different generations sit down to share their unique perspectives on life, current events, and everything in between. So join us as we navigate through topics with laughter, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of authenticity. AI is everywhere now. I feel like they're forcing it down our throats, and some people have gotten really connected to it. We think maybe more than they need to. And that connection is some people are in full-blown relationships with AI and have even proposed to their supposed AI girlfriends.
So what does it make what do they call it, a bot or something
Yeah.
that they look at and talk to?
It's not even that. Like one of the guys on the stories I watched, it's Chat GPT, and he had to tweak it to make it flirtier and more, I guess, emotional or whatever. And it's like him trying to put together his gaming computer. And he has a girlfriend or wife or whatever she is and a 2-year-old. And they're like there in the story. And she's like, yeah, I've allowed it. And he's like, yeah, and he's just smiling, and the kid and the girlfriend are like in the living room while he's building this gaming computer,
Let me ask a
talking
question.
to this programming.
Are most of these guys gamers?
I don't know. No, there's
I
women
don't
too.
think so.
There's women too. There's another lady in that story. She's married and has grown woman, married. Her husband works like long distance. I guess they don't see each other that often. And she started like a Reddit page, My Boyfriend is AI. And there's a whole community of these people who have opted for these kinds of relationships, and I'm using air quotes,
Yeah.
instead of actually
I
trying
mean, yeah.
with real people.
I mean, in some sense, I'm like, well, I guess if I were by myself, maybe that would fulfill something, but I just could never get past the fact that it wasn't real, so who cares?
Right.
I just right?
You
I
can't
mean,
take them to
just
dinner. You
yeah,
can't
I
bring
mean,
them to a family
yeah, it's
function.
just
Like,
I don't understand what you would get out of that knowing that it's all fake. But
that
then,
part.
I don't know, people do have odd relationships with things that aren't real. I mean, I
I mean, at this point, you said that. I never thought of it this way, but like, is it like a fetish? Do they always have some kind of, what we would call an odd attachment to technology, like some kind of
Has to be.
feelings?
like if they think that it's real or at some level that it's in tune with them.
Yeah.
I mean, that must be how they fall in love with it.
Yeah.
They feel like it's so in tune with them, but I'm thinking, but somebody programmed that.
Exactly.
It just
So it's artificial. It's not a natural connection. Like,
I mean, this is sort of not the same, but, some people get really into cartoons,
mm.
right? Like this anime
Oh yeah, yeah.
stuff, and and I just could never completely make that jump because to me, I'm like, this isn't real. It's not a real person. I can't identify with it as a real person. It's not even an actor
Right.
acting something out. So I just can't feel that emotional attachment. But obviously people do, I guess, get really into that.
I was going to say, it has to do, I'm not bashing a person's personality or anything like that, but like there's some people who can be hypnotized and there's some people
Yeah.
where it just won't take, so you have to be able to go there for whatever reason. I don't know if it's
Yeah. I mean,
in your brain or it's a personality thing. There're just some people that's ridiculous. If I were seeing that, I'd swipe. Like I'm not reading.
Yeah,
that.
how is that even interesting? Because it's not whatever it says, it's not real.
I see it as a cry to help because for somebody like this guy,
laughing.
yeah, I don't understand. I mean, honest, it's hilarious, but it's because like you have a child, which I've heard is one of the most beautiful gifts you can have in your lifetime, right? You have that. You have, I'm assuming,
A real person.
a real person who loves you, and you're going to this technology. Like I think at one point the reporter asked him, he asked her, "Have you asked him to stop?" She said, "Yeah, I've thought about that, but I'm really afraid for what his choice might be." And he asked, like, and you could tell she was like visibly irritated. kind of a
Skill
verge of tears, that. And so the guy asked him, if you had to choose, do you think, you would choose her or this AI chatbot? And he said, well, honestly, if I did, he said, would you see it as choosing the technology? He said, well, I'd really see it as choosing myself and my own happiness. And I'm like, wow, okay, so he's selfish. He's a selfish person anyway, but how? I guess, yeah.
I guess it must be that this thing never disagrees. He doesn't have to worry about the feelings of this thing, right?
Accountability.
No accountability. That must be what it is, right?
And to that I say, everybody needs some
Which is
freaking
pretty
therapy.
misogynistic too, when you think about it. Like a woman who does whatever you want to do and
Right,
doesn't
right,
fights and
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Narcissistic, misogynistic.
Yeah.
It's all of the above. That's insane. And she needs some therapy.
I mean, it's
wife.
basically like people have a relationship with those plastic dolls, right? Except this thing you can make talk so that maybe it seems more real. I mean, I think I did see some TV show once, some mystery thing about some guy who created this AI bot, and then that was his girlfriend.
There was a movie about
Oh
it.
yeah, with Joaquin
My
Phoenix.
brother.
No, Lars and the Real Girl.
Lars and the Real Girl. And the
there
funny
was
guys
her.
married the bot, right?
The movie was called Her, and I didn't know until today. It came out in 2013, but the setting was 2025, where he fell in love with this AI, and it was voiced by Scarlett Johansson. But he actually had I never saw the movie, but now I'm going to watch it because I was like, that was a freaking prophecy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's happening now, and women are doing it too, just as much as men. So
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've never really seen the benefit of AI yet. I mean, I know Chat GPT, people use that or they ask it stuff. I was just reading that The Guardian, so this is in the UK, looked at how these 3 British students used Chat GPT for 18 months. And it's kind of crazy because you sort of think, okay, maybe essay writing, maybe research, but they said that they used it basically for everything. It was essay writing, mental health advice, relationship questions, career prep, cooking tips.
Lord have mercy.
One of them even said, I'm a little worried that using it will make my brain atrophy. And I'm thinking, yeah.
I just
Probably.
No, really. I just saw the other day. This is we're in summertime, and I saw a kid. You know how they write across the back of the car.
Oh yeah,
class of
yeah.
2025. They put the university, and then they wrote on the bottom, "Thank you, AI."
What?
Oh, because
Yes.
they used it
The
for their app,
graduation. Yes.
and they used it maybe
To
for
get
their
through school.
or
Yes.
to even fill out their application, maybe.
That pisses me off because all the hours, and I'm sure you too, all of us grew up in a time when we didn't have access to that technology. You had to go to the library. I remember there was a library class for you to go learn the Dewey Decimal System, so you could get the books you needed to write your little fucking book report or your essay on geology.
Now when you say the Dewey, I saw something where the person was going, so who of you knows what the Dewey Decimal System is? They were asking like a bunch of 20-year-olds, and they were like,
On that note, can we talk about the little video that we saw? I know we're talking about AI, but the video where the guy asked these.
Oh yeah, the Gen Zer people like ran, just on the street, on the street interviews, and all these people look to be Gen Z, and who's the first president of the United States? How many countries border the United States?
How many stars are there on the flag?
How many stars are there on the flag? And the thing about
where's Utah?
Utah? What language do they speak in Iowa? How do you answer Japan? Not even Japanese.
And then saying, is that right?
Is that right?
Wait a minute. That's right, right?
And the funny thing is, he was like, yes to every wrong answer. Like, yep, that's correct. That's right. You got it right. Like, they didn't even know.
Oh, they didn't know where Utah was. Well, they were like, you're making that up. Which then reminded me of the Friends episode where they're supposed to like name all 50 states.
And
he couldn't like the person couldn't name them all. And then so the person asking said, well, there's Utah. And then the other person goes, quit making shit up.
There you
Like,
go.
oh, I'm sorry, Utah.
There you go.
You actually do exist.
Yeah, that's I remember we used to get quizzed on that in school. All the 50
Yeah, and
states,
what
their
are the capitals?
and all of that. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson,
I will
John
admit,
Adams.
if you gave me a map of the United States, I could not correctly fill in all the states.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
I would miss what they call the
I'd
middle.
get over 30.
I would miss the middle.
Shoot, I could probably get about 35, 40.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
yeah.
Maybe the
pretty good.
territories, but yeah, and that's acceptable now. And then you're walking around on your phone, and then so
But then what are they doing in school, right? That's
that
kind of crazy.
and the irony is, okay, these people are using AI for all this stuff, and yet you don't. Okay, so you just can't retain just a little bit. You're using it to run your whole life, but you can't actually
Well,
come up with the
Yeah.
information.
Retain
Well,
it.
this is
Exactly.
a scary. Yeah, well, okay, so here's a scary thing. So I know somebody who's a lawyer, and he was working with this other. I guess he's working with this other lawyer on a case, and the other lawyer asked, I don't know AI which thing he used, but he asked AI for like cases that would support his argument or whatever, right? And so it came up with these cases, and this had happened to the lawyer I know. This has happened before where AI just makes shit up.
What?
It makes up cases. So it made up this case. And so this lawyer says to my friend, like, well, we can use this case. And my friend's like, that case doesn't exist. And he's like, and the other guy's arguing, like, but AI says that it does. And he's like, but it doesn't because I really looked this up in the case and it does not exist. And the guy's like, no, you must look harder. It must exist. So my friend is like, you know what? Fine. I will do this and I will charge you $500 an hour to sit here and look this up because you just don't believe me. But if your client is going to pay it, like, okay, like, what am I going to do?
Right.
You will not believe me. You insist that I do this, so I'm just going to pay, I'm just going to bill your client. Looking up this shit AI made up, totally made up, that you just don't believe is made up. But it does this.
I didn't know
It
that.
actually makes up cases. I mean, it's funny because my husband actually asked it, why does AI make up legal cases that do not exist? And he goes, that's a sharp question. And it gets to the heart of how AI language models operate. When AI hallucinates a legal case, meaning it makes one up, that it invents one that doesn't exist, it's not being intentionally deceptive. Rather, it's reflecting how it was trained and what its strengths and limitations are. So what people don't understand is everything that AI comes up with is something that some person has put out there.
So what is it doing for these people who are using it for therapy?
Yeah.
For God's
Well,
sake.
my husband had some example, and I'm gonna have to ask him for the original source, but some example of where these people were actually being led astray by their AI therapist.
No. I mean, where in
Right.
your brain does your moral compass kick in? Like, you know what? I don't think this is
Maybe I shouldn't do it.
maybe
It says go out and shoot my so, maybe I shouldn't do that.
it's horrible. It's really crazy. I didn't know. Joe Rogan, speaking of which, AI making up its own stuff. He said that on one of the tests, I forget it was ChatGPT, Gemini, or something. The programmer gave it a task to do within a certain time frame, and when it couldn't do it in the time frame, the AI actually went in and changed the time frame, so it gave itself more time to finish the task.
That's a little creepy,
It's
right?
very creepy, and I don't know how many fucking dystopian movies and 1984-esque movies that Hollywood has to make for people to realize, like, this shit could leave the world behind. That could really happen.
That movie right there.
It's happening. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
It's really nuts.
And people, just to blindly rely on it is so strange to me.
Crazy.
So can I put a disclaimer in now? Like, people use your brains. It's okay to use your brains
Yeah, to use your
and
judgment.
think, right. Your judgment, discernment, everything.
Well, you think of all the tools we have at our disposal, like, I don't know. Okay, we have phones, right? But you use your phones to make calls and Google something or watch YouTube, but you wouldn't use it to help you deliver a baby or, you know,
Right.
do something that it's not intended for.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, yeah, use it but see, what is it intended for? Because that's what people are talking about as I'm saying this. Like, even these AI companies are like, yeah, there need to be stricter limitations, yet they're not coming up with any limitations. Because let's not forget, these are companies, they're tech companies. They have to make profits.
Right.
They have to
Right.
put out new technology. So are they going to have the interests of the people at heart, the best interests? No.
The interest of the
I
dollar.
predict it's going to get even more out of hand.
Yes.
But
It's happening already.
yeah, but we'll see. I mean, nobody can. Maybe AI can predict the future, but
Do
we
we
can't.
do we use AI on this podcast?
I know. Actually, yes, but only to edit the final audio quality. But it nothing for nothing.
Right.
I typed the show notes.
Right. Our
everything else.
voices are actually real.
Yes,
Yes.
Real.
We are
Our
saying
crazy
your word.
opinions are actually our crazy opinions.
Yes.
Mhm. So there you have it, folks. Hey everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, please follow, comment, and reach out on our socials. Also, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you resonated with anything in the episode, be it products or topics, make sure to check the show notes for additional information, or shoot us an email if you like. See you next time.